them.
It's what you told the committee. Don't change it here and now. If you are changing it, tell us that you want to change, you want to amend your information you gave us. You told this committee that National Sports Authority has pitch covers.
Yeah,
and I'm asking, do you have the pitch covers?
We use pitch. I think the
do you
was that.
Have
do
them?
We use pitch covers?
Do you have?
We don't own it, but we rent it.
But you told us that you have it.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, you remember there was even a question about the fact that
where do you hire it from? Where do you hire it from?
These are
where do you hire
the event organizers? From? Many of them do have provide for us.
Can you mention one of the event organizers from?
No, I'll have to get the information from estate, because anytime we have them events, they come with it. Even sometimes furniture, special furniture that are used, they are not owned by the NSA, but we bring them. Yes.
Director General, you are under oath. I'm reminding you are under oath. Okay? Anything you said here is being recorded. It is being recorded. We are recording everything, and we have it. All the sitting of this committee has been recorded. If it is not shown on national television, we have the recording with our own Ansah department, audiovisual department.
So, and that has plunged the National Sports Authority Director General Professor Peter Twumasi into some trouble. Well, however, he went on to defend the decision to rent out the Accra Sports Stadium for concert last December, that is 2023 December, forcing Accra had to fork Legon City's Accra Lions and then Accra Great Olympics to move their games away from the stadium to other football venues.
The calculations that we have done with the various events, which have a certain component of it, which we call the pitch insurance cover, is able to restore. It's able to restore. I think if you remember, before we shifted our sporting activities to other stadia, we had made mention of this to all stakeholders, that in December, a particular period will be used for other events which are not sporting. And the revenue for it to be able to recover entirely everything. And if you remember, by January 9th, my minister sent a visitor, inspection team, which was led by Chief Director here. And I think I have all this evidence here, to come and check whether we have been able to recover the pitch. And it's fully done.
You still have not answered my question.
It's fully done. The usage of the stadium for other purposes, like for example congresses. I think MPP, NDC congresses, they were all held there. They were all held there. Other non-sporting activities occurring in our stadia, it's not new. This is not the first time Professor Twumasi is granting permission for the usage of the facility for other non-sporting. It's done all the time. Even in independence celebration, we did it in Tamale, we did it in Cape Coast Stadium, we did it in Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium. We do it. But the question is, are you able to recover it and get back the sporting activity? Yes, we do. We're able to recover. So that.
Well, it's a whole mess for the National Sports Authority, but let's move on to the Black Stars who failed to perform well at major tournament in the last 3 attempts, failing to progress past the group stages. The recent showing at the 2023 African Nations Cup has raised lots of questions about the culture and status of the team. Former President John Mahama speaking on Ghana football and how he plans to make the Black Stars look better.
We just came from the African Cup of Nations, and we performed abysmally, disastrously. And we performed abysmally because we are not growing our football. And so we're going to work with the Football Association to start catching them young from when they are young, so that we can train them and give them to local teams. They will play, get experience before, if they even want to travel abroad, they can travel. We will build the new Black Stars based on homegrown players, domestic players who have trained together for a long time and work as a team. And then we'll bring the foreign ones to come and blend with them. If you bring only foreign players, they don't play together, they play in their individual teams. And then when it's time for competition, you bring them and come and tell them to play. It won't work. The core of the Black Stars must be made by domestic players who have played together for a long time. We'll keep camping them and they keep practicing together. And then when we are going for a competition, we can bring some of the foreign players to join the domestic players, and you'll see that we'll have a better team. And so we're going to overhaul Ghana football in collaboration with the Ghana Football Association.
Well, that's how things panned out. Now, members of the team of Nigeria have traveled to Bouaké from Abidjan and via Cote d'Ivoire. Victor Osimhen was not able to travel with the team and is very much a doubt for the game on Wednesday due to an abdominal discomfort. Team medics confirmed that he has been placed under close watch with a member of the medical team staying behind with him in Abidjan. If cleared by this morning, he's expected to join the rest of the squad before 5 p.m. Sports journalist Michael Akomia, who is still in Cote d'Ivoire, speaks on the importance of Osimhen for Nigeria ahead of that epic semi-final clash against South Africa.
Or if the Nigerian national team should not have him in that particular semi-final encounter against South Africa, is what he offers whenever the team presses, the energy and whatever that he puts in to make sure that they win the ball back as soon as possible when they lose it, or even attacking or defending from the first phase of play. That is when his importance will be very much missed if he does not play. Number two, his hold-up play. Nigeria will miss that particular presence and figure up front. Someone might say there is Paul Onachu and Paul Onachu can't do the job. But what Osimhen offers you in terms of the statistics and the numbers that you have, in terms of possession loss, when he doesn't play against South Africa, it will be very difficult for any striker to come in and give you the hold-up play that he offers you. Then lastly, he creates a lot of chances by opening a lot of spaces and also creating chances by assisting his mates to score at the end of the day. So if Osimhen is not available, the third thing that I feel is going to affect Nigeria is their chances creation. Osimhen can take away like two centre-backs and create space for Ademola Lookman or even Moses Simon. Without him, those spaces are not going to be left for them to exploit, which would be a problem. And he's so much good in terms of linking up play in such decisive areas. And if he's not playing, in terms of creating chances from link-ups, it's also going to be a problem. So I feel these three things are going to be missed if Nigeria doesn't get Victor Osimhen to play in the semi-final, and it could cost them so well.
So that is from Michael Akomia speaking about Victor Osimhen and his importance to the Nigerian team. Now, CAF Director of Technical Development Raul Chipenda has been very much impressed with the quality of football at display at the African Nations Cup in Abidjan, together with other technical men like Abdul Faisal Chipsa, who are in Cote d'Ivoire. They believe that they should expect something better and greater going forward in subsequent tournaments, including the youth tournament that will be coming up, as well as the female soccer tournaments that will be coming up for CAF in the next couple of months.
He don't want to defend close to his goal. He wants still to have the opportunity to score and to win the match. And we saw this during this competition, meaning that for me, it's clear that if the quality of our teams is increasing, the way that we will be performing in the international level, and I say international level because it's not only FIFA competition, I think it will be in general, in youth and senior, women, whatever categories we are talking about. Of course, it will impact on the quality of our teams. And I think that even the teams that normally are in these competitions, that today they feel pressured by teams like, I will not say names, but so-called smaller teams, they have also to go home and rethink what they are doing and try to come up with a better plan and prepare themselves differently, meaning that at the end, it's a win-win situation. Everybody will win with this wonderful AFCON that we're living.
So that is Raul Neves Chipenda, an Angolan football legend who is currently part of the CAF technical unit. Well, speaking about the competition of the African Nations Cup, and he believes the technical directorate are very much impressed with what they've seen. Now, following the disappointing performance of the Indomitable Lions at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, the executive committee of FECAFOOT convened on Monday to make crucial decisions, and Rigobert Song, who had been at the helm of the Cameroonian national team since 2022, will lose his position as his contract set to end on the 24th of February. He will not be having any extension, and Song would now leave the role as head coach. He recorded 6 wins, 9 defeats, and 8 draws in 23 matches. Well, that is it there for him. Now, the Executive Council committee led by Samuel Eto'o determined that Song's result did not justify a contract extension, prompting the need for a change in leadership. Now, staying with FECAFOOT, Samuel Eto'o tendered in a resignation as president of the Cameroonian Football Federation, but a unanimous resistance from the executive committee during their meeting in Yaounde's Hilton Hotel revealed that they are not accepting Eto'o's resignation and emphasizing the importance of continuity and stability. Well, the Cameroonians had a 2-0 loss to Nigeria in the round of 16 at the start. Felix Ofebwanye in Abidjan last week, and he forwarded the committee's commitment to maintaining leadership. Now let's drop to Ghana, and the Ghana Football Association has granted approval for the request of the Kofo Foundation to organize a match in honor of the former president on Sunday, the 18th of February 2024 at the Barbara Sports Stadium. The approval is on the heels of a letter from the John Ajikun Kofo Foundation requesting approval for a match dubbed the Kofo Cup between Giants Asante Kotoko and Premier League side in Swatraman Football Club as part of activities marking the 85th birthday anniversary of His Excellency John Ajikun Kofo, the former president of the Republic. The Kofo Cup will therefore take place at 3 p.m. at the Barbara Sports Stadium on February 18th. His Excellency John Ajikun Kofo was president of Ghana from 7 January 2001 to the 6th of January 2009, and he is expected to be present at the stadium. He's also the former board chair of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now let's look at some games that have been rescheduled in the MTN FA Cup according to the GFA competitions department. The round of 16 games between Asante Kotoko and that is in Swatraman FC's game for the John Ajikun Kofo game has forced the tie between Swatraman Football Club and Brecum Chelsea, as well as Karela United and Asante Kotoko, to be rescheduled. So for now, Karela will host Asante Kotoko at the Aliu Muhammad Stadium on Tuesday, February 13, while Brecum Chelsea trek to Nswatre to take on Swatraman FC at the Nana Konomansa Park on Wednesday, February 14, 2024. Now, Asante Kotoko can confirm that it has relieved forward Abdul Fattah Safi due to medical reasons. The medical assessment was duly done, awaiting further tests after he signed for the Porcupines, but the further assessment by the club's medical team revealed other health-related issues which could rule him out for a very long period. The club, after being informed about the situation, concluded that continuing an employment contract with the player would not be of full benefit to both parties. The club and the player details of the specific medical conditions have been clearly communicated to the player. It is imperative to note that the GFA has, however, rejected the registration of Safiu as a Kotoko player, so keeping him would not be in the best interest of the club and the player, according to the statement, and hence the decision to end the relationship. So that is from Asante Kotoko. Safiu Mohammed couldn't have a very good welcome back to the club he loves so much. Now to the Premier League, and Manchester City had to come from behind to beat Brentford as Phil Foden scored a brilliant hat-trick. City move alongside Arsenal on 49 points, 2 points behind Liverpool, but Pep Guardiola's men have a game in hand to move out in front. The defending champions became the first side in Premier League history to win 4 consecutive away games despite falling behind in all of them. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola after the game.
Really tough opponent, so I never saw a team in the set pieces, corners, free kicks, throw-ins. Never see a team better than this one. It's 2 games, one they make high pressing, that's they defend so too deep and low block. And when you are in disadvantage, what will happen with 1-0? So it's difficult, but I think we deserve it, but we were lucky in the same time to score at the verge for the first half. But I think we make the best performance we have played against them since we are here, in terms of shoots and being presence, and at the end the quality. So feel and the vision from Kelvin. So at the end we were able to do it.
At the end, they were able to do it, but Thomas Frank had a very disappointing day with his men. Brentford have dropped a league high of 26 points from winning positions this season, and it could spell doom for them if nothing is done about it. Thomas Frank after yesterday's fall.
Yeah, and I feel that, and I know that, and that's what we need to take from this, and no doubt, these last three performances. I actually think the last two. And of course, we're facing Tottenham away and City home. These last two performances have been better than the Nottingham performance we were winning, or we won the game. So there's a lot of positive, and there's a lot of players performing out there. And I think Reguilón also today was very positive and showed why we signed him. So Neil scoring for the 5th game in a row. So I think there's a lot of positive that we need to take going forward.
Going forward, they hope that things will change, according to Thomas Frank. Now, some bet on Martin Odegaard on whether he felt he over-celebrated after Arsenal's win over Liverpool on Super Sunday. Together with his manager, Mikel Arteta, here's the response from the Norwegian captain.
I think everyone who loves football, who understands football, they know how much it means to win these games. And if you're not allowed to celebrate when you win a game, when you're allowed to celebrate, then I think, we're happy with the win, and we'll stay humble and we keep working hard, and we prepare for the next one now. But of course, you have to be happy when you win.
Did you get any nice photos on Stuart's camera?
To be honest, I don't know. He was a bit blurry, I think, but yeah, he's such a big Arsenal fan, such a big heart for the club. He's been here so long, and I thought it was a nice moment for him to get a good memory as well.
So that's from Martin Odegaard. Now to the Italian Serie A. Paulo Dybala scored twice as AS Roma routed Cagliari 4-0 to make it 3 Serie A victories on the bounce. Roma have moved up to 5th after a comfortable win, with Laurent Pellegrini turning in a corner to open the scoring after just 2 minutes. Dybala doubled the advantage in the 23rd minute and all but ended the match as a contest 6 minutes into the second half, scoring from the penalty spot after Andrea Petagna handled the ball in the box. Now, the suffering was not over yet for the former Roma boss Claudio Ranieri, with Dean Hussein heading in for just before the hour. So very good and impressive win for AS Roma. 4-0 they dropped their opponents. Now to Spain, and the first half brace from Yusuf En-Nesyri saw Sevilla win 2-1 at Rayo Vallecano, earning only their 4th league win of the season to give themselves a 3-point cushion above the relegation zone. Although En-Nesyri's 19th minute opener was cancelled out by Isli Palazon 10 minutes later, the Moroccans struck again on the stroke of half-time. Now to some injury concerns, and Manchester United's hopes of qualifying for next season's Champions League were dealt with a big blow with the news of defender Lisandro Martinez facing at least 8 weeks out with knee ligament damage. The Argentine World Cup winner had only recently returned from a foot injury that had kept him out for almost the entire season. However, Martinez's presence had been felt in United's upturning form in recent weeks. The 26-year-old was forced off during Sunday's 3-0 win over West Ham as his right knee buckled under the weight of Vladimir Sufal when the player battled for possession. Martinez is now set to miss most of the remainder of the campaign, although he could potentially return for the final 7 Premier League games of the season and the latter stages of the FA Cup. That is if Manchester United progress. Now, that finishing off with some tennis, Emma Raducanu claimed a straight set win over Mari Buskova to set up a second round match with Onjaber at the Abu Dhabi Open. The 21-year-old Briton fought back from a breakdown in the opening set before dominating the second set to win 6-4, 6-1. Raducanu after her victory.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning I was just adjusting to the speed of the court. I hadn't played on this court this year yet, so I was kind of just adjusting. It was pretty quick and also a lot more still than it had been for the week because it's been very windy, so it's a different tempo. But Marie is a really tough opponent. I knew that going in I was going to have to play so many balls, and I think in the beginning I was missing a few of the finishing shots, but I cleaned that up, so I'm very happy about that. And very happy to be back in Abu Dhabi.
So that is it there from Emma Raducanu. That'll be all for sports this morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin Owusu. The Sunrise continues with Johnny Hughes and the rest of the team. DJ Abiam is also here. Yes, some very fine tunes, and your breakfast is going to be very, very rich. Stay tuned here on 3FM 92.7. I'm out. Have a very good Tuesday.